Hey, just got out the clock. Devil out here stealing crop.
Hello there. Welcome to Archilab Software Training Institute. My name is Nima Magashi, and I'm here to simply brief you on certain things to note in getting a machine for architectural softwares. This would be as quick as possible. So one of the things I noticed is that most students, when they come to school, they just go in for any machine. They don't really do any research for the kind of machines that they want, and basically because they don't know that they should know that we have different machines for different tasks, and the more advanced the tasks, the more requirements your machine needs. So in looking for a laptop for desired tasks, we have machines that are for business, dedicated to business. There are certain machines that are for personal use. They don't involve anything heavy duty. There are also machines for gaming purposes and machines for rendering. Okay, so putting into consideration two kind of machines that most of the time coincide. That is machine for gaming, machine for rendering. So that's what you see in these two boxes. So what you notice for machine for gaming is that the most important specification is the GPU, the graphics card. Is very, very important. When you have a good GPU, you are good to go. For rendering as well, okay, what's most important is not just the GPU, but also the processor. Okay, so these are the two things to take note of. Whenever you're going for a machine, find out what the graphics card is, what the processor. Probably you might be wondering what are all these terms? What's the graphics card? What's the processor? Okay, so the graphics card is what powers the kind of output or performance your machine is going to deliver in terms of gaming, in terms of running very heavy duty softwares like Revit, Lumion, Rhino, and 3ds Max, all those softwares. Okay, so the kind of graphics card you should go for is the NVIDIA graphics card. Okay, there are two types, okay, of graphics card. We have NVIDIA, and we'll look at the other one. Okay, but then the main focus is NVIDIA. So I mentioned processor too as well. Okay, and then there are two kinds of processor. We have Intel and then we have AMD Ryzen. But the most suitable processor you should go for is Intel. And with Intel, we have different series. We have i3, i5, i7, i9. Okay, same with Ryzen 357, Ryzen 9. So you're going for an Intel processor, and you should look for the one with the highest number in the series. So you see, it starts from i3. Okay, you have the highest being i9. Okay, and as well, when you check system information, or you find out probe more into the processor, there are certain figures that follow after the processor. So you could have, like, for example, in this like i7 11800H, and what that is giving us is the generation of the processor. So the first two digits after the whatever i7, i5, i3 gives us the generation processor. So in this example, i7 11800H is telling us it's the 11 is telling us that it's 11th generation processor. So graphics card, okay. So the other graphics card that escaped me was AMD. In the AMD, we have the RX series. But for NVIDIA, we have RTX series, we have the GTX series, and we have the Quad Pro series. So the highest of the series in the NVIDIA is the RTX series. Some people also go for GTX series, but GTX series is quite low. And yes, you'll be able to perform tasks, yes, but you would have certain limitations with very advanced softwares, especially the visualization softwares that require a lot of the graphics card. So for the RTX series, it's actually a ray tracing technology that controls the fluidity of whatever that you are doing, whether it's a game or it's rendering that you are doing. So the ray tracing technology is what causes it to be smooth. I don't know if you've ever had an experience where you're playing a video game and the video game was running very slowly. It's because your ray tracing technology has a very low capacity. But if you're using a machine which has a high RTX series, you realize that the game will run fluid. And the same thing happens when you're rendering with the software. Okay, so within the RTX series too, we also have different levels. We have the 30 series, we have the 40 series. Okay, so the higher you go on the series, the more advanced the RTX, more advanced the ray tracing technology. So we have 3050, we have 3070, we have 3090, we have 4050, we have 4070. Okay, we have 4090. So 4090 is higher than 3050. Okay, the optimum machine you should look out for is a machine which has an RTX series machine. If you have a machine that is in the RTX, you are good to go. GTX is also not so bad. GTX can accommodate some of the softwares, but it will not be so good. So that's what you look out for. So remember what I mentioned before, you're going in for a machine, look for the machine which has NVIDIA RTX series. Okay, so next, the other requirements are RAM. RAM, you're looking at 16 gig RAM minimum. Yes, and then you should be good to go. Then in conclusion, these are some considerations for machines that you look for: Victor's 50, MSI Cantana, Asus ROG Zephyrus, Alienware M15, Lenovo Legion, Nissan Nitro 5. There are more machines, MSI, GF63, HP Omen. There are so many other machines that you can look out for. Okay, so one of the things we also do is that we sell these machines, and we make sure that we pre-install the softwares that you need. Normally, since Archilab deals with training, most especially architecture students. We also look at engineering students and other people who are simply interested in learning softwares. We teach you the softwares. So we pre-install all the softwares for you on the machine, and then we deliver the machine to you. There's much more information about that. So I leave you with this number. There's a number below, 025-637-1316. You just call the number to inquire more and find out the kind of machine that you're looking for. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.